So today, welcome to you, and we're gonna make some paper flying effect. And to do so, I'm gonna lay down a geometry, hit tab, and write grid geometry. So I have my grid, and I'm gonna change my rows and columns at 4 by 4, and I'm gonna change the size, and it's like some A4 paper, so I'm gonna go from point 4 and point 8, or let's do point 6, and because we're gonna make a lot of them, and point 3. Hit enter, spacebar, F to frame it. Let's zoom out. And every time that you are making some simulation, you have to change your viewport for a better viewing. And I'm gonna click D on my keyboard. So it's gonna bring me this display option here. And I'm gonna go on my background and change the color scheme from light to dark. And I'm gonna close it. So now we can see. I'm gonna hide the construction grid, then we can see our paper here. So if some people will go do it with a particle system, but with the particle system it's gonna be boring, and your paper are not gonna bend like you want. So I'm gonna use the closed system of Houdini. So but let's make a bunch of copy of our grid. We're gonna bring a copy up, so hit tab, write copy, then we're gonna put a copy. So let's start with 50 of them, 50, and let's translate them on the y-axis by, let's do like 0.001 to see, and let's bring the viewer on our copy note so you can see our pile of paper. But let's zoom in. I can see a big distance between these papers. So when you have a pile of paper, you don't have like a big distance between them. So that's gonna do it for us. But if this was for a production, you have to mm, make this spacing between them a little bit smaller. So what I'm gonna do is uh, go outside on the object level. I'm gonna create a new dynamic operator. I'm gonna click here on the in this little pattern. I'm gonna go create new simulation. So it's create an Autodop network, and then I'm gonna select my grid, find the clove, pan the pen. So we have the clove here. I'm gonna click on clove. So now you can see that we have a dynamic operator that's it's importing our uh, object or geometry to uh, the Autodop network, so you can see the path here. Let's get back and go inside of our Autodep network. So here you have your nodes. Here we have our grid, our object. So this is a closed object, and we merge it with a finite solver. This is a closed solver. Every simulation like pyro, fluid, they all have uh, a solver. You have to understand that a basic simulation, you always have an geometry and a solver and a force. So here it's add a gravity force that we are not gonna need. I'm gonna delete it. Then we're gonna bring our own force, which is a fan. So the fan will blow. Like if in reality you put a fan on your desk and you have a pile of paper, you see that the fan is gonna blow them. So I'm gonna hit tab and bring my fan here. We have fan force, so I'm gonna bring it here. So sometime I used to bring this before the merge, but let's bring it down here so you can see our fan here. It's big, but this is just a guide. To change the scale, you came into your guide options and you scale it down, so it's not gonna take all of our space. So let's bring this guy back here, and then so let's make our camera. Don't forget, I forget it, but every time you start, you have to make your camera so to view. And I'm gonna find a nice spot. I'm gonna go back, really back, because if this blow, maybe not able to see them. So I'm gonna come back to my light and camera. So I'm gonna control click on the camera. So this is for placing your camera at your current view. So control click. I'm gonna lock my camera to change a little bit. I'm gonna go up and left. So let's play the simulation to see if it's working. But first, let's change our animation time ends to 120 frame. So and let's close it. Let's play it to see what is happening. So we can see that nothing is happening because we have to change a little bit. We have to tweak our simulation. I'm gonna come to my phone here and go back to this side. I'm gonna change my force per unit to something really bigger. So let's go like 1 million. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's try it again. Let's try it. Oh, it's moving. Okay, Like you can see here, it's going out of our view. You can see how the closed system is bending these papers. I'm gonna hit escape, then zoom out, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out. And see, these guys are gonna be particle, so you have to really zoom out so that we can see them again. So let's zoom out, zoom out, zoom out again. Fire it. So we have our papers flying. So let's wait. I'm gonna pause the video and I will come back once this is fully simulated. Okay. So I've done an flipbook. Let's check it. So like you can see, our papers are flying. So this is our simulation. Now we're gonna tweak it to make it better, to make it fast, because we need to retime it a little bit. So let's kill our flipbook and then come back to our fan, and I'm gonna change my maximum distance to 100 to see. So not to waste your time, or if you are doing simulation, and this type of simulation don't take a lot of memory, so you have to crank the knob so to see what you are getting. So if you get some great results, you can get down to make it at your taste. So let's I say taste, I could make it some culinary things here. So let's check it. So you can see we have some changes. So we can see our papers flying. So let's change our angle of our failout. So to learn a little bit about these controllers, you just have to control on your keyboards and hover on it. It said that the fan's force does not stop instantly at the cone angle, but continue for this number of degree. So our cone angle is 90 degrees here. So it will go to like 30. I want to go like 45 degrees. So if you know a little bit of geometry, you know that if you have 45 degrees, it's like a little bit of angle bending there. So let's change. I'm gonna change some setting here to see. So I've changed it like the direction of my cone. So it was straight, but I changed it a little bit on the minus axis. So it's the direction in which the fan is pointing, and it's used to determine the cone of influences or orientation. So and I lowered down the force. I did that because when I first start to do this effect, it took a lot of time. So you can't show like a supervisor like and simulation starting at a paper blowing at 48 frame. It's like 2 seconds without it's blowing. It was just moving. So to make it start fast, you have to lower your force. So if it was coming here, it was 1 million per unit area, so we made it 500,000. It will start blowing fast, but sometime you have to make it up to do with it to have a lot of force. And let's look at it. So like you can see, I'm gonna go to our camera. So this is it. This is our papers floating. Okay, now you have the basic idea to lower the trajectory between this place. So what I do, it's like I will put like a box in here, so to know the direction of which, for example, if we have a building standing here or somebody standing here, I will put a box and I will start lowering my force until my paper starts to wrap at this point, and then I will stop there. So in this purpose, we need a lot of force. I'm gonna go very higher. This is 500,000. So let's go about 5 millions. And let's bring some more paper. I'm going and make the size of our grid smaller. 2 and 4. Okay, and then I'm gonna make 250 copies of them. So you see our pile change. Let's zoom on it and look. Let's look at the distance between them. It's quite a lot of papers. 250. Yeah. Okay. Let's go back to our object level and go in our camera one, and I'm gonna sim this and show you the final result. Let me pause. Okay, now you can see our final result with our 250 uh, papers. So let's fire it up. Wow. Like you can see, very beautiful papers. Actually, the pics, and you are not gonna see them like this, because on this one we're seeing them, they are bigger. So you have to zoom out. But now I'm gonna zoom in so we can see the beauty of it before we go. Yeah, about this. Okay. Uh, let's make a fly. Okay. Whoa, that's cool. Okay, it's a bunch of files or papers flying. It's kind of a bit difficult to do because everybody do it with some particular system, and it's tedious to make. But by playing, I found out that you can do it, and yeah, on with the clove simulation, you see how they are bending. This is the cloves doing. If we were doing this with the particle system, it will be boring, really boring, and they will not bend like this. You see how these papers are floating, like wow. Okay, so this is the end of the papers flying, and just try it, and you can composite it and you can use it in your project. So thank you.